Hello guys and welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial we'll be talking about collisions. So what are collisions? Well, can collide is a property of parts that determines whether a part may collide with other parts. So basically if it phases through the part or if it stops at the part. And this little setup right here is what we will learn in today's video. So through this part you touch it and you can't collide with it, which is pretty cool. And in this part you can just entirely not collide with it. First we'll talk about collision groups. So what are collision groups? Well, you can access them through the model tab in the advanced section, and there it is, the collision groups button. And this menu will open up here where you have the default, and if you have any other plugins something else might appear. But we'll add a group and let's name it players or player, sorry. And now I can change who it can collide with, so I can untick these boxes and it won't collide with these groups anymore, but let's keep the default ticked as we don't want to fall off the map. Okay, so now let's set this collision group to our player when we join. So I'll say local players equals game get service players, and we'll use an event here called player added. If you don't know how to use these, then it's fine, I'll make a tutorial on them soon. But basically these are events and they fire when said thing happens. Alright, so now let's say first let's wait 2 seconds. You can just use another event, but I'll simplify it and just wait 2 seconds. And now let's get the character, play.character, and now we can use a for loop in pairs, and we'll say char get children, and this is a for loop, so it will loop through char's children, which are basically, so the children of spawn location is decal. I'll explain those more in detail in another tutorial. But yeah, so it will just loop through its parents and we use v. But now we need to check if v is a mesh part, because I think that's what Roblox characters are made now. And yeah, thanks AI. And now we'll put v dot collision group equals player, and this should work hopefully. So yeah, I spawn and let's check. Yeah, collision group player. Alright, so now if there are more people here, I would not be able to collide with them, but as you can see I can collide with everything else just fine. So and we can also add things to collision groups manually. We open the menu again and we click on this plus, and now it's a part of that collision group. So if I press play again, now we don't collide with this anymore. And yeah, that concludes collision groups. That's basically all there is to say. There might be some small details I missed, but now let's get on to the next part of the video. No collision constraints. So I think these are like new because I haven't seen these before. Yeah, no collision constraint. So basically you use these when these are I think these have the same properties as welds. As you see, part 0, part 1, that's what welds have. But yeah, let's put another part over it, and we'll delete the collision group from this one and add it to the no collision constraint. And this one will be unanchored, so it falls on this one and they should not collide. And as you see, they don't, because we have a no collision constraint. And yeah, that's basically how this works. And if you want to make that door that I showed you in the intro, here's what you got to do. So make a script, you name your part, and then you use the touched event. You can name this anything, I'll just name it hit. And now we detect if if it's a human that touched it, or player. So if there is a humanoid in the parent, which is basically the character, then let's say local no collision equals instance.new no collision constraint. Instance.new basically generates a new object and you have to set its parent. So for me it will be hit.parent. Then let's set the parts. So part1, let's set it as hit, and no collision part 0, we set it as the part. So yeah, this should work. So let's test it out. Play. And yeah, it works. So yeah, this is basically what you can do. You can also add a wait 1 second and remove the no collision if you want it to stop colliding. So yeah, I'll start colliding, then it's gonna wait, I'll go away, and yeah, we are not colliding anymore. So yeah, that's basically that's basically a majority of the collisions. If I missed anything, feel free to let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye bye.